Like most universities, test scores and class grades are part of how BYU assesses applications. BYU classes are rigorous, and the average test scores are relatively high, but applications are about more than academic scores. We consider commitment to the gospel of Jesus Christ, character, service, and other factors as equally important. You should be familiar with the BYU aims, which the application is based on. You can look at the recent average test scores, but here are the ACT scores of freshmen admitted in the last 5 years, and here are the scores of those that were denied. Remember, a high score is no guarantee of admission, and a low score does not mean you'll definitely be denied. If you know someone who works at BYU, they can't get you in. In your application, you can ask a person of your choice to be a recommender, and that can be a BYU employee, but there is no special consideration given to applications that have a personal connection to the university. In the same way, there are a lot of generous donors who give money to help BYU achieve its aims. But if you are related to a donor, that does not give you special consideration either. The bottom line is that every successful applicant who is admitted to BYU does so on their own merits, abilities, and attributes.
If you're thinking about attending BYU or are already admitted, be sure to take our Student Perspective Tour. We'll get you acquainted with campus, answer any questions you have, and give you information about admissions, academic programs, and student life. Here are a few highlights from the tour. The Merit School of Business is home to a number of highly ranked programs, including accounting, which is consistently ranked top 3 in the nation. The Joseph Fielding Smith Building is home to the language programs at BYU. Over 3/4 of our student body is bilingual. The Harold Bealey Library is rated as one of the top 3 college libraries in the nation and is actually bigger than it looks. 2 underground levels extend beyond the main structure for a total of 5 floors, over 6 million items, and 98 miles of shelving. In the Wilkinson Student Center, you can come get some food in between classes at the Cougar Eat, or come by later with friends for bowling and other games. So, come take a campus tour and learn more about this great university.
BYU applications used to require handwritten essays, transcripts, and references, which were all mailed in, often separately. Nowadays, the whole application is done online. Even the references you choose fill out the recommendations electronically. From some states, official transcripts still have to be mailed in. But otherwise, it's a self-contained, paperless application. Everything you want us to know about you must be part of the online application. Any letters, information, or other materials that you send in are not kept or considered.
Good evening, friends from the southern states. My name is Mark Larson, and we are happy to be with you tonight. Coming to you from Provo, Utah and Brigham Young University, let me show you real quickly who we have in the studio tonight. I'm Mark Larson. Why don't you turn that camera around and we'll show them we've got Matt. Raise your hand, Matt.
Oh, I'm not Matt.
Kelton. And Levi. Levi's going to be moderating tonight and helping me out with the presentation a little bit. And we are very happy to be with you, coming to you from homecoming week at BYU. Okay, so if you have questions or comments tonight, we want you to get involved and we want you to send us those. We've got a team outside the studio that's going to answer your questions. We're calling them the stream team, okay? The stream team, Levi.
Whoa.
And they will be answering questions for you, so stream.byu.edu. Now, some of you may have already registered for this event at virtualevent.byu.edu, but those of you that are watching and have not yet registered, we would encourage you to take just a moment, go to this website, register your email with us, and throughout the evening we're going to give away some swag and some prizes, and some of those will be just for students who have registered their email with us. So please take just a moment and do that. And this is our game board for tonight. These are the topics that we are going to talk about. We will talk about each of them. Before we go forward, though, let me just mention that we have students tuning in from 10 different states tonight: Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, South Carolina, Florida, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Virginia, okay? I think we may have, Levi, one person tuning in from the islands of Hawaii.
Ooh.
I don't know why she would. It's 1:30 in the afternoon in Hawaii. I'd be on a paddleboard or laying on the beach.
Yeah.
But if she is tuning in, aloha.
Maybe she's in the
Welcome.
middle of a boring class.
Maybe she's in the middle of a boring class. Okay, so let's move on with our first category this evening. How do I choose a major or a school? Now, sometimes when we visit with students around the country, they have this question about, I think I know what I want to major in, but there's 2 or 3 different areas, and I like this school, but I'm thinking about this school. We have a quick video we're going to show you which discusses the 3-6-9 rule that will help you as you choose a school and choose a major.
Most high school graduates don't know what they want to study in college, and that's okay. Most college students change their major at least once before they graduate. Even though you don't have to know exactly what you want to study in college, it's a good idea to narrow it down. The 3-6-9 plan is designed to help you choose what you might like to study in college and which schools you could apply to. We recommend you start by identifying 3 areas of interest, and answering these questions will help you make that list. What are you good at? What do you enjoy? How is the job market in that field? What problems or issues do you want to help solve? Next, make a list of schools that teach your areas of interest. Apply to 6 of these schools. Your 6 schools should include a couple of match schools where you'll probably be accepted, but you don't know for sure. Some can be long shots, because why not? And you should include a couple of safety schools too, where you're very likely to get in just in case. You'll have a lot more than 6 possible schools, so to help you narrow things down, we recommend you have 9 key questions to ask about them. Although everyone will pick a different set of key questions, the one we suggest you do ask is, can I take institute or religion classes there? The final step is to ask those key questions of your 6 schools. As you go through the answers, you might eliminate some schools, making room for others that might suit you better. And that's the 3-6-9 plan. If you aren't accepted to your first choice of school, that's okay, because you've applied to 6. If you start one major and don't like it, that's okay. You have at least 2 others to try. Bonus tip, add yourself to the mailing lists at each of the schools you have selected and visit the campuses if you can.
All right, so there's the 3-6-9 rule, and that will help you students. We think it's important to consider several schools, to consider several options for majors, and kind of pare that down and prayerfully consider those options, and you'll know what's best for you. All right, I need to also welcome some students from a stake in North Cincinnati in Ohio. Kim on the stream team mentioned that she also invited them, so welcome, students from Ohio. Levi, we're going to give away our first prize tonight, I believe a water bottle.
Yes, indeed.
Several minutes ago, before the live stream started, we had a student from South Carolina log in and ask a question, and the winner is?
Chamberlain Jensen.
Chamberlain Jensen is our first winner. Chamberlain, congratulations. Put up the, there you go, there's the email, admissions@byu.edu. Chamberlain, if you will send us an email with your name and your address, we will send you a water bottle. Thank you, Chamberlain, for being with us tonight. Okay, let's move on to our, and talk a little bit more about majors. At BYU, we have approximately 180 different majors to choose from. Sometimes students come in and will pick a major, and then they will change it along the route, but we think it's best if you can pare it down and decide on a major sooner rather than later in your college career. In order to help you do that, we have a website that has a small video, a short video, on every major at BYU. And there's the website, majorsnippets.byu.edu. And if you go to that website, you can click on these little videos that will help you in choosing a major at BYU. And so we think that's a very good resource. Now, the question we get asked the most as we travel around the country is, what does BYU look for? And this is regarding admissions. So we get this question asked more than any other. And let me talk about admissions to BYU just for a moment, okay? A lot of times, students will narrow admissions down to two factors: grade point average and ACT or SAT score. At BYU, we will accept either the ACT or the SAT. These are factors that help us determine your academic preparation and how you've done academically. But you need to understand that our admissions process is much more than just GPA and ACT. Let me show you what percentage of students was admitted by the following ACT scores. You can see that 44% of our students had a 30 or better on the ACT, but that means 56% of our students were at a 29 or lower on the ACT. Students, we want to encourage you not to think, oh, I've only got this on the ACT, I probably won't get in, so I won't even apply. If you'd like to come to BYU, then keep that option open by making an application. And when you look at admits by GPA, again, a lot of students have very high academics, but a lot of students are admitted also with academics that might be a little lower than you think is even possible to be admitted to BYU. Because what we are doing is looking at you in a holistic review, a holistic manner. What does that exactly mean? Well, we are looking at the whole and not just the individual parts. In other words, we're not going to say, oh, this student only has a 25 or a 23 on the ACT, they're not going to get into BYU. No, we have students with 23s, 25s get into BYU each year because we're looking broadly and holistically at the students who apply. Now, to share with you a little example of how this works, we're going to show a quick video, and this is one of our music groups on campus, and the first person that writes in, that messages us with the name of this group, what are we going to send them, Levi? Should we send them a t-shirt?
I'm going to mail them my computer.
Your laptop.
No, I'm just
Nice.
yeah, let's send them a t-shirt instead.
Okay, we'll send you a BYU t-shirt. First person to message in and tell us what BYU group this is. All right, so real quickly, you've got the music, all right? And when you look at music, can you actually say which note is the most important? It's impossible to say that this note is more important than another. Well, we get asked these questions all the time. Which class is the most important in high school? What extracurricular activities should I be involved in? And so forth. These are questions that we simply cannot answer for you because everyone is different and everyone has different likes, different dislikes, and we're looking holistically. So one class is not necessarily more important than another. All right, Levi.
Yep.
Did we have anyone guess the correct group? And who was the first one to do so?
We do. Her name is Maddie Polay. Guessing Noteworthy.
Noteworthy. Noteworthy. Wonderful. Noteworthy was the group that was singing that. And Maddie, we are going to send you a BYU t-shirt. There is the email address. We would like you to send us an email with the size of t-shirt you would like and your mailing address, and we will send that out to you. I'd like to do something else, Levi.
Yep.
Let's give away a hoodie. Oh.
A hoodie.
Let me see. Yeah, show that. There you go. Show it. Beautiful. BYU hoodie. A BYU hoodie to the first person that writes in and tells us their high school and what grade they're in. Their
Oh,
high school and what grade they're in, okay?
Let's see it.
All right, so let's move on. Now, what do we look for in admissions? Obviously, we want students that are prepared for BYU. And so we like to look at what we call the aims of a BYU education. And this document says that a BYU education should be spiritually strengthening, intellectually enlarging, and character building, leading to lifelong learning and service. And so students, as you prepare during high school and as you write your essay questions and tell us about your preparation, it's important that we see your preparation in these four areas: spiritually, intellectually, character building, and service, and those types of things. Those are important to us, and so we want students who have prepared in those different areas. All right, now those of you who are seniors should be applying right now. Let me give you a few tips as far as the application goes. All right, so we'd like to see challenging coursework, and of course on the application you will be able to show us which AP or IB classes you have been involved in during high school, and that'll be part of our evaluation. Also, we think it's important that as you prepare regarding spiritual preparation, make sure you go to seminary, and not only go to seminary, but participate, stay awake. Take cookies to your seminary teacher. Always a good idea, Levi.
Yeah, bring cookies to us.
Bring cookies
I mean,
to us,
if anything,
sure.
Geez.
But participate and graduate from seminary, take challenging coursework, and then take the essay questions very seriously on the application. Regarding the essay questions, a few tips there. First of all, pick activities and experiences that are meaningful to you and that will help us understand who you are and what is important to you. Avoid repetition. For example, you may love to play soccer and you've played 4 years of varsity soccer and you're the team captain your senior year, and soccer is so much of your life. It's fine to tell us about soccer, but tell us about soccer in one essay, not 3 essays. Avoid that repetition and try to expand the view that we get of who you are and what you like to do. And then, of course, this one's very important. You know, we have spell check for a reason. Make sure that you run it through spell check. Give it a good edit. Make sure that everything is spelled right and grammar is proper. And that will go a long way also in making your essays appear more important. Now, as part of the application, there are going to be some recommendations. There's going to be an ecclesiastical endorsement that is required of you. And that is, if you are a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you will meet with your bishop and a member of the stake presidency. And this is your commitment, students, to live the standards of the school, which are the standards of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so if you are not a member of the Church of Jesus Christ, you may meet with your own church leader if you go to another church on a regular basis, or with a friend's bishop, and they will complete that ecclesiastical endorsement with you. Now, there are 3 recommendations required. One from your seminary teacher if you are taking seminary, one from a high school teacher your junior or senior year in a core subject like English, math, or science, and one from anyone else. And the other recommender could be a coach, it could be another teacher, it could be your bishop, it could be your boss at work. Someone that knows you well and can give us some insights into your preparation and the type of student you would be at BYU.
Could be Taylor Swift, too. Just
Could be
throwing it
Taylor
out there.
Swift. She could do the recommendation.
I would like
Yeah.
to see one from her.
Absolutely. Levi, do we have anyone, the first person that sent in their name with their high school and their grade?
We do. We actually have two that are so quick on the draw.
You're going to give them both a
We're gonna
hoodie.
give both a hoodie.
Oh, look at us, generous.
So we got Brandy Nelson, Hickory High School, 10th grade.
Nice.
And we have Morgan Lamb, Loudoun County High School, also 10th grade. So,
Brittany and Morgan.
yeah, 10th grade, quick on the draw.
Wonderful. Okay, Brittany and Morgan, let's put up the email address again. Take a picture of that real quick. Send us an email with the size of hoodie you want and your mailing address, and we will send that out to you. Thanks for participating tonight. All right, so classes in high school that are recommended. We don't have any requirements. We know that you're going to probably have 4 years of English, probably 3 years of math, 2 to 3 years of science just to graduate from high school. Beyond that, we don't have any requirements, but these are the classes that we recommend, and these are good classes to take whether you're applying to BYU or really any other college. We think it's good to have 2 years of foreign language, 2 to 3 years of the traditional laboratory sciences, 2 to 3 years of history, government or social science, and then 4 years of math and 4 years of English as kind of the foundation of all education. Those are classes that we recommend. We think they will prepare you well, not only for college level work, but for the ACT and SAT exams. But again, they are not required for admission to BYU. Now, as you go through the application process, you don't need to have a transcript sent to us as you apply to BYU because you are going to self-report your grades. And the best advice I can give you there is simply grab a transcript from your high school counseling center and list those grades starting in grade 9 exactly as they show on your transcript. And then if you are admitted to BYU, we will have you send an official transcript in to verify that they match up, okay? And so you will self-report your grades as part of the application, and beginning this year, you are also able to self-report your ACT or SAT score. All right, so what is the timeline for applying, seniors? The application opened up on August 29th, so it's been open for several weeks. November 1st, coming up in 2.5 weeks, is our priority deadline, and we highly recommend that students meet the priority deadline. Those who do so will receive extra consideration in the application process, in our review process. However, the final deadline is not until December 16th, okay? So you may apply up until December 16th, but November 1, it is beneficial to meet that deadline. And then all students who apply to BYU, we will let you know on February 17th of your decision, either on the 17th or shortly before that. So that's what we're shooting for all of the admission decisions. Now, there's a lot of myths out there that people talk about, and we have a YouTube channel that has several videos that cover those myths. And so we would recommend that to you now. It's a wonderful resource where you can look at some fun videos about BYU, and it will talk about the myths of admissions, all right? Let's talk about the Provo area and what is available for students outside of class, okay? Provo is a wonderful place. This video has several students that will tell you about their experiences and what they like about the Provo area.
It's cool to think 4 hours ago I was sitting in class, and now I'm 3,000 feet above campus. There's a ton of things that BYU students like to do outside of class, but whatever you enjoy, you can find it nearby.
wanted to make sure I stayed involved in the community. And YSER keeps me busy with ways to help.
BYU has a club for everything. Quidditch almost makes up for the fact that I didn't get a letter from Hogwarts.
When I came to Provo, I had no idea I'd find my new favorite band.
I'll tell you, living here in the Provo area is just fantastic. There is so much to do, a lot of activities in the mountains, and it is really a lot of fun. And so students, I think not only will you work hard in class, but there's a lot of fun things to do outside of class. Before we talk about life inside of class, we're going to start another contest. Levi, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I would like you students to send in your best dad joke. Okay? Start sending in your best dad joke. We're going to pick the best dad jokes tonight, and I think we'll do another water bottle. Should we do that?
Yeah, we might do a couple if they're really
Yeah,
good.
I think so. We may do 2 or 3, right?
Yeah.
If they can get Levi to laugh.
That's the idea.
So students, send in your best dad joke, and we will pick 2 or 3 and send you a BYU water bottle. And I need to give a shout out to my stream team outside the studio who are answering your questions frantically. Kim, Kelly, Missy, Pat, doing a great job tonight. Thank you for being here. All right, so what is it like inside the classroom at BYU? Well, first of all, BYU is a very large university, and you will have some large classes, but the student-to-teacher ratio is 21:1. So what that means, students, is you are going to have perhaps some larger classes when you're in your first year and a half of school here at BYU, taking general education core classes. But then when you get into your major, those classes will shrink dramatically. And just know that the student-to-teacher ratio is 21:1. And while you'll have a few larger classes, you'll have many smaller classes as well. And you'll have the opportunity also, with BYU being a research university with a focus on teaching undergraduate students, many of the students at BYU as undergraduates are able to participate in research opportunities with their professors. And so if you are interested in doing research as an undergraduate student, talk with your professors, and many students are able to participate in that. And it's really a fantastic opportunity. Our president, President Worthen, several years ago talked to us about inspiring learning and how the BYU experience inside the classroom should provide an inspiring learning opportunity for all of the students at BYU. And so here's some examples of that inspiring learning initiative and how it's impacting the lives of many of the students at BYU.
Every day, the Brigham Young University campus is alive with the perpetual motion and creative energy of students. We want students here to have every opportunity to succeed and to be inspired in their life's work. We recognize that education doesn't always take place in a classroom or even on a campus. Hands-on experiences help students to gain perspective and to become excited about learning. We're making an increased investment in students with an Inspiring Learning initiative. It encompasses many things: mentoring, experiential learning, and innovative teaching. I hope we inspire our students to learn, and I hope that learning leads to inspiration. Here are some ways that inspiring learning is changing the lives of students.
My story begins with an avocado. When the BYU competition was introduced, they told us about these small-scale farmers throughout South America that don't have the means to export fruits internationally.
So what Fairtrasa does is they actually go in and they teach these farmers how to farm in a way that allows them to meet international standards.
In the first 30 days of our internship, we lived in 13 different places. And we were interviewing farmers, writing surveys, looking through data charts. We don't need to be in the spotlight necessarily, but we do need to be making an impact with the talents we've been blessed with.
Study abroad can offer a lot more than just language acquisition. The love of the people and food and culture and music even. Once a week I would go and teach refugees English. I was selected as one of the winners for the Many Languages One World competition. I got to go to New York and speak at the UN.
They say that journalism is history's first rough draft. And being at the nation's capital on election night was like seeing history unfold up close. You can't become a good journalist sitting in a classroom. You have to be out in the field.
When I was a freshman, I got involved with freshman mentorships for women. And I worked on this origami solar array with a PhD student, Shannon. And the idea is that it would fold up and fit inside of a rocket and then deploy once they got into space.
What an incredible opportunity for students to work with world-class faculty from colleges all across campus. These collaborations energize and transform the BYU student experience, and they spark innovative thinking and creativity for both students and faculty.
All right, so a lot of fun activities outside of class, a lot of wonderful opportunities inside the classroom, inside the laboratory for undergraduate students. All right, let's turn to Levi for a minute. We started the dad joke process. What do you got, Levi? You got a few that are worth sharing at this point?
There are truly some future fathers out there. They will do really well in their families. So we got one. This one felt quite BYU. Mr. AR. A little birdie told me how much it costs to go to BYU. Cheap, cheap.
That's good.
About that in a minute. We've got a couple more. This one was also on topic. Alexia W. What did Tennessee see? The same thing Arkansas. Two more. We got Braden hits this one. My gosh. What's the difference between a rhetorical question and a joke? And then finally, Spencer Jones. I came up with 10 puns to win this contest. No pun intended.
Very good. Nice, Spencer.
So we got Braden, Alexia, Mr. AR, and Spencer Jones.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. The stream team, Kim, Missy, Pat, Kelly, we would like you to pick over the next few minutes 3 dad jokes that you think are the best. Shoot them into Lincoln. Slack it into Lincoln.
Levi.
Or Lincoln, yes, Levi. Both your initials are LH.
Yeah, it's not helpful.
Shoot it into Levi, and we will send water bottles to the winners, okay? Now, if you come to BYU, you've obviously got to have a place to live. So let's talk about housing for just a minute. You can live either on campus or off campus, even as a new freshman at BYU, but most of the students will choose to live on campus their freshman year, and I highly encourage that. I think it's the best experience for students who come as a new freshman to BYU. On-campus housing, there are 3 different options. 2 of them are apartment style, and that would be Heritage Halls and YView Park. And one is true dormitory style, where you will eat in the cafeteria, and that is Helaman Halls. So again, if you want to cook your own meals, you can live on campus and have that option. Go grocery shopping, cook your own meals, and you can do that in Heritage Halls or YView Park. And if you want to eat in the cafeteria and have all of your meals prepared for you, Helaman Halls is the traditional dormitory experience for college students. Now, if you want to live off campus, you can do that. And we have an off-campus housing unit. You can get a list of approved off-campus housing units from them, and then you can work directly with the landlords to arrange for off-campus housing. Levi,
yeah,
you got anything?
For housing?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I've always wanted to find where that house is.
That house right there, it looks
Yeah.
nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't even know where it is. But I feel like if anybody, we'll put out an open offer, if anyone ever ends up living in that house, you can come see Mark and I, and we'll deck you out in swag.
We'll get swag for
living in
them. Nice.
the
Okay.
off-campus housing house.
Wonderful. Okay. Now, one of the dad jokes that we just read talked about how BYU is really an excellent bargain. Now, going to college is going to be expensive wherever you go, but BYU is a tremendous bargain. Let me show you something here. So the tuition per semester at BYU right now is $2,895. If you look at the average tuition for state-sponsored schools, currently it is $4,570 a semester. BYU, however, is a national private university, and the average tuition for private schools right now is over $15,000 a semester. This is such a bargain that just recently, in the last few weeks, Forbes magazine and the Wall Street Journal named BYU the #1 best value in higher education. Now, it's still going to cost money for you to attend BYU, and so we have some resources for you. We highly encourage that every student fill out the scholarship application and the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. And you can find that online at fafsa.gov. This is the form that you will fill out to establish financial need. And a lot of the financial need-based scholarships will look at the FAFSA to see what kind of financial need you have, as well as student loans and Pell Grants. And so I would encourage all applicants to fill out the FAFSA as well as the scholarship application to BYU. Now, we are also part of a group. It's the Scholarship Universe group, and there's a website right there. If you are applying to BYU, I would definitely fill out a profile at byu.scholarshipuniverse.com. These are scholarships that have been appropriately vetted and are legitimate, and BYU participates in this, and you can fill out a profile, and then it will show you which scholarships you may qualify for and should apply for. We think it's a very good resource and one that has just recently begun to be part of the experience for students applying to BYU. But the scholarship that works best for every student is the WORK scholarship, the Work Scholarship. Levi, did you work when you attended BYU?
You bet I did.
Where did you work?
Well, started off on grounds crew. That was an
grounds
amazing
crew
experience, yeah.
Glamour job?
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Sometimes it was over 100, sometimes it was
I think you were a tour guide for a while too, weren't you?
I was, yeah. That one was significantly
more glamorous.
More glamorous.
Wonderful, especially during the winter.
Yes.
When you weren't outside in the snow.
Yeah,
okay.
At 2 a.m. shoveling it.
Students, we have about 15,000 student jobs on campus, and over half the students at BYU actually are employed on campus. And research shows that those who work actually tend to do a little bit better academically in school than those who do not. When I was at BYU, I had also a very glamorous job. I was a custodian at the MTC, and my shift began at 10 p.m. and I got done at 2 a.m. And then I'd go home and crash, and then I'd get up in the morning and go to class. And it wasn't a lot of fun, but you do the things you need to do to get through school. And so working is certainly a part of that, and school financially is possible if you're willing to work, willing to also sit down with a financial aid counselor, fill out the FAFSA, and go through those processes as well. Now, many of you students, seniors who are applying, will want to serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ and perhaps even go on a mission next summer before coming and beginning school at BYU. So when should you apply? We recommend that students apply with your senior class, and then when you get your mission call, whether you've started BYU or not, once you get that mission call and before you enter the MTC, we would encourage you then to fill out the deferment form. The website is listed right there on your screen. And if you fill out that deferment form, we will hold your spot for you until you return from your mission. If you have a scholarship, we will hold your scholarship for you until you return from your mission. And Levi, sometimes someone will even hold their girlfriend for them while they're gone.
Convenient.
How convenient. But she may not be here when the missionary gets back. All right, so mission deferment, very important part. Any progress on dad jokes? Any others you want to mention?
We've got a couple more. Yeah, I've decided all of them are getting swag.
Okay.
Executive decision. We've got a few more. Gabby Ricchino. What do you call a dog that can do magic? A labracadabrador.
Nice.
Wow, that's good.
Sims Yolboy. This is a classic. What did the buffalo say to his kids as he left for work? Bye, son. And then
Never
Todd
heard that.
Carson coming in with, what do you call a sleepwalking nun? A Roman Catholic.
Nice. Roaming.
There. So if we've called out your name, you're getting swag. Email us.
Let's put okay. Any of those we're going to send swag to.
Oh, all. So I've got, what, 7 now.
Okay, 7. Plus we've got the stream team coming up with their 3 best.
Those were the 3 from the stream
Oh, those were
team.
the 3 from the stream team.
Yep, they like
All right,
those ones.
admissions at byu.edu. What are we sending? Are we sending them shirts? Do we need a size?
Yes, they'd need to send us a size.
Okay,
for
so
the shirt.
send us your mailing address and your size, and we will send you a shirt. All right, wonderful. Let's talk application deadlines real quickly, all right? So again, the application was available August 29th, November 1, priority deadline. We've mentioned that. December 16, final deadline. And we will notify students middle of February of their admission and scholarship decisions. You may apply online and access the application at apply.byu.edu. We would highly recommend students that if you have the chance, we know some of you are far away from campus, but if you can get out this way, we hope you will take the chance to take a campus tour. Tours.byu.edu is where you can set up those campus tours online. We would recommend scheduling them a couple weeks in advance if you know you're coming this way, because sometimes we'll have spring break, fall break, general conference, a lot of busy times, and so schedule your tour in advance, and then we will take you on a campus tour and show you all of what BYU has to offer, all right? And as part of that campus tour, oftentimes, if your representative is in town, sometimes you can meet with her or him and get some of your personal questions answered about the application process. Now, we want to give you some good resources that will be helpful to you, some useful websites, okay? I'll leave that on the screen for just a moment. Perhaps you can take a picture of that with your phone. These are websites that will be helpful to you: admissions, financial aid, which includes scholarships, the majors at BYU, and then, of course, if you are taking AP or IB classes, this last one listed there will show you what credit you will receive at BYU for your test scores in those AP and IB classes, okay? Wonderful. We have some great social media sites, our Facebook, our YouTube, and our Instagram site. We would encourage you to take advantage of those, and we will post things regularly there and updates and so forth. But I think it's really important, again, if you take the time to register your email with us, particularly younger students, we will send you updates throughout high school as they come up. Deadlines, when applications come out, different tips and things like that. So make sure that you register your email with us. All right, my name's Mark Larson again, and I am the rep for the southern part of the United States. It has been a pleasure to be with you. We're going to give away some more swag if you are willing to take a survey tonight. So let's put that up full screen again, Kelton, real quick. You can see at the bottom of the page there, if you will text BYU Live to that number and take the survey, we are going to randomly choose some winners from those who take the survey about this event, and we will send some more BYU swag out, all right? Thank you for being with us. God bless you, and good luck in all of your future endeavors. Go Cougars.